In order to remove a tree, first you need to get rid of all the small branches. You can use a lopper that only can do, depending on the type of lopper, a small branch. And you can see Art's removing them, and then we'll dispose of them. So you have to make sure that when you clear the area, you clear as much as you can. Now you can use a lopper, which Art just did, or you can use just a handsaw. Just be careful, make sure you're wearing gloves. And now the area is clean to get a bigger saw. Art is going to remove the stump. He's going to use an electric chainsaw. And notice he made kind of like a clear cut. He's going to have to cut a little bit more, and then we'll put herbicides on it, so this way the tree will die later on. So now he'll put an X on it. This will make sure that when we put some herbicide in it, it will penetrate. So now it's ready to put the herbicide on. Art is clearing around the area. This way, when he pours some of the herbicides in it, it will go down the root system and then eventually clean it up. So we diluted some Roundup and just kind of pour it down. And later we're going to cover this area, and this will kill the tree stump. Okay, Art now is going to remove a smaller tree. This is a Privet. It's a non-native tree that is very aggressive growing here at Tule ponds. So he's clearing around it, and he's trying to get as far down as he can before he cuts the trunk of the tree. Now notice the trunk is small, and in this case he's going to use a lopper?
Lopper.
Okay. So he's going to go down. Now remember, different loppers can cut different. Notice the roots are there. Let's get a close-up of it. And he's just going to cut it off. Okay. Then he'll put a little herbicide on it. And then later on we're going to cover the whole area. Here's Art removing another tree. Notice he's cleaned around it. This is a buckthorn, which is also a very aggressive non-native tree that grows all over. So he's coming to the trunk, and he notices it's a little thicker than the other ones, where you can use a lopper. And he's decided to use a handsaw. So he's just cutting it as far as he can in there, just to remove the buckthorn. Again, be careful with the saw. It's removed. Now we'll put some herbicide in it, and it'll be ready to be covered. After Art removed the tree, we now start bringing down the chips. Now remember, do it slow, especially if it's smoky, so it doesn't get in your face. You might want to wear a mask. and then you let the smoke go. The whole idea is to get about 6 inches of chips over the area so it prevents photosynthesis, and voila, you got rid of the tree. Art's now clearing an area that we're going to put mulch over. Now you have to be careful. There's some plants like ivy, which again is a non-native, very invasive because it has roots all over it. So as you could see as he's pulling them up, these root structures. So you have to pull these roots out before you put mulch over, otherwise it will go through the mulch. So you can see he's finding it, and you got to get those roots out, otherwise it'll just keep growing. Art is going to show you how to spread chips. Notice he's kind of going down in a step. He's pulling it slowly. This way any dust or smoke that's coming out doesn't get in your face. And you just do it nice and slow. And see how quick it is to go there? Art now is going to be putting mulch over some of the plants that we don't mind them growing. So you can just put it over it and then they will grow back later on. So you don't have to worry about certain plants. We always like the low-lying plants that don't infringe on other plants. The finished area has all the small saplings removed, and the mulch is spread to 6 inches to prevent photosynthesis.